You're watching Channel 26 in Knoxville. From the WTVK News Center, this is the Night Report.
Good evening, I'm Alan Denton. Today is April Fool's Day, but area farmers aren't laughing at Mother Nature's pranks. For the third consecutive year, low temperatures are threatening Tennessee's $1 million peach crop.
Don't give me no game show. I've had it with talk. Another card show, baby, and you'll see me walk. I want some news, a full half hour of news. I've got them 5 o'clock news blues. Give me First at 5, baby. I want Karen and Lee. I'm watching First at 5 only on Wayne TV. Yeah.
If our nights were always tranquil, and the unexpected rarely occurred, if the weather never changed, and late news didn't break, then we wouldn't be here. The News 8 team, a different team, a fresh point of view. A newscast worth staying up for.
West Michigan is bracing tonight for...
Okay, contestants, your category is news.
Action news.
Please let me ask the question first. Now, which news program...
Action news.
Please let me finish the question. Now, which news program in the Delaware Valley...
Channel 6, Action News.
Please let me finish. Which news program in the Delaware Valley is the best and most popular...
Action News!
Action news. The best, without question.
Time to do it right.
3,600 seconds. 60 minutes.
1 hour. Time is money.
Time.
At the tone, the time will be 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock exactly.
Time to tell it like it is. Time for the weather. Time.
2 times the sports.
The place, Channel 2. More team, more time, more news. There's a time and place for the news. The 5 o'clock news on Channel 2.
Not long ago, a brand new local newscast made its debut here on Channel 46. News at 10. Atlanta's first late news, scores, and highlights. Plus the first late look at tomorrow's weather. We want to keep you up to date, not up too late. News at 10. It seems to be working. We've gotten some nice reviews. Picked up a few awards, too. So we just wanted to say thanks for supporting us during our first 2 years, and we hope to serve you even better in the future.
Whenever news happens.
A gas pipeline has exploded.
Let's go live to the...
Roger, roll. An oil tanker spilled on...
Wherever it breaks.
Soviet leader Gorbachev.
Tragedy in Tiananmen Square. Mexican drug traffickers arrested.
Whatever it takes.
Major earthquake has rocked the San Francisco... Explosion aboard the Iowa.
Sounds of new freedom. Channel 4 News. Southern California's first choice for news.
People around Pittsburgh are kind of special. Around here, the whole family still gets together almost every week. We hang on to friends that we made back in grade school. And yet, we're the first to welcome new friends to town. We draw strength from what we have in common. But we love to celebrate our differences. We have places we like to go. Places we like to keep. And sometimes, we stay in one place. At WTAE 4 News, we know about these things. For over 30 years, we've been right there beside you, lending a hand, taking a stand, telling you what you need to know, plain and simple, like you'd hear it from a friend. Maybe the reason why more Pittsburgh people like us is because we're more like Pittsburgh people. WTAE 4 News. News for people.
This is your 96 quarter-hour news leak.
And now the news at this hour. Dog bites man, another stabbing, another shooting, another drug bust.
In this fast-paced, high-tech kind of decade, you can get news headlines just about anywhere. Night followed by some sun tomorrow morning. And this just in, it's raining. But when you want the complete report, get the whole story from the station that takes the time with the people you know and trust. Channel 7. When it's absolutely positively news, they're there anytime.
I'm Terry Anser.
I'm Chris Canangla. Welcome to Action News AM.
Dad, I'm going to be a newsman on Channel 2.
Why 2?
Because when you get up in the morning, they tell you what's been going on.
That's true.
Channel 2 tells the truth about a person, even if he has warts. That's news.
News is information about the world, stock market, sports, traffic, weather.
News is when Chris Canangla says something that makes Mom go, for heaven's sake.
Action News AM at 6. Watch what happens when you get up.
Through the years, with Chet and Natalie.
Television has been called the most
2 decades of experience.
On the Charles River Esplanade to bring you
the events of the Queen's visit here in Boston today.
We're back live, and the Table Motorcade is expected here for the dedication of the JFK line.
Bringing a world of news to New England.
The sight of these great tall ships.
And to help in the fight against muscular dystrophy, we're here covering the 84 vote this weekend for Bostonians who are here in Rome.
Solidarity was and is the hope of millions of
About
Poles.
7 minutes away from the start of the big race out of Hopkinton and
This is a very important night for both men in the Democratic Party. The Republicans, on the other hand, begin their convention today as they await the arrival of Nelson Mandela.
New England's most trusted news team.
Good evening. This breaking story tops our news tonight.
Natalie Jacobson, Chet Curtis. Nobody brings you closer.
Once upon a time, TV news viewers had no choice. They were forced to watch the 11 o'clock news. Then came the 10 o'clock news on Channel 43, and the news has never been the same.
News that marches to a different beat. The 10 o'clock news on Channel 43, the late news, a lot earlier.
Look. Take a look. News Channel 3, 6 p.m. Faster paced. Interesting. Cameron Harper. Heidi Fogelsong. Interesting. News Channel 3, 6 p.m.
If you were to take the typical hour-long newscast and throw out all the unnecessary nonsense, the fluff, the fillers, the happy talk, you'd be left with just the news you need to know. All the day's real news in half the time. And what you'd have is WTAE 4 News from 6 to 6:30, where the news comes first. Plain and simple.
3rd, Channel 6's Giselle Fernandez travels to Haiti for an exclusive interview with then-President Prosper Avril. The report airs, but the story is only beginning. 8 months later, Avril resigns. Almost overnight, Haiti moves toward democracy. And within hours, Giselle Fernandez is back in Port-au-Prince for an exclusive interview with the country's new president. Unusual commitment? Not for Channel 6 Action News. We're earning our reputation, one story at a time.
Fifi, what was that call about?
He's officially free.
The head of the New England crime syndicate was arrested early this morning at his Rhode Island home. Anti-nuclear protesters began gathering hours before the license decision was announced.
We are now a little less than an hour away from the unification of Germany.
Be better prepared for the day ahead with Rick Lockridge and Liz Brunner. Weekdays from 6 to 7 a.m. on Eyewitness News this morning.
Exclusive stories. The stories that make headlines. Stories that the other stations just can't get. Exclusive stories. Channel 7 reporters are working harder to bring you the important stories. Exclusive stories. stories. It takes digging. It takes contacts. It takes the people at Channel 7 News. Exclusive stories, because we're working harder for you on South Florida's news station, WSBN.
All over Washington, people are sleeping, not worried about what's happened across town or around the world. They're not worried about what's ahead. Not concerned about the weather. Why should they be? Because they're about to get everything they need to know. Wake up to Washington's first local news. Eyewitness News at 6 a.m., only on Channel 9.
Good morning, I'm Phyllis Armstrong.
And I'm Mac Lee.
While you're relaxing with your favorite Cosby episode on Channel 11.
Quick for the news.
Behind all the fun and games of Jeopardy.
Quick for the news.
Even while you're late-nighting it.
Quick for the news.
News every hour. Weather every half hour. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pittsburgh's only 24-hour news source is on Channel 11.
Quick for the news.
Channel 11 breaks for the news. Other stations break for this.
Slices, dices, chops, and peels, only $29.95.
Every hour, we give you the latest breaking news.
Here's the latest on what's happening at the scene.
All day, all night, 7 days a week. We take the time to keep you informed. They keep you guessing.
This just in. Big news. Details at 11.
No matter how late the hour, while we're on the story, they're not. Channel 11's 24-hour news source. Break for the news. We've just finished the script for our next newscast. Of course, at News Center 10, our vision of a good newscast demands we bring you only live, up-to-the-minute news. So our scripts are never really finished.
Pilot reporter Len Clements was in the air almost immediately.
When there's one of those explosions,
we keep you up to the minute because it's your valley. It's your story.
I'm Dave Patterson.
And I'm Karen Carn.
Share the vision on News Center 10.
Don Marsh, 19 years. Betsy Bruce, 20 years. Don Johnson, 12 years.
Over 190 years. That's what our combined experience in St. Louis television adds up to at 2 News.
Dave Murray, 8 years.
Experience that gives us a personal understanding of the community, its neighborhoods, and its people.
Tom O'Neill, 16 years.
Local experience. It's what the 2 News team brings home every night. On Channel 2 News.
Desde el Valle de Río Grande, Noticias 48 a las 5 en vivo.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas tardes. Les saluda Marianela Aguirre en este martes 1 de noviembre del 2005.
From across the Rio Grande Valley, taking action for you. This is Action 4 News at 6.
Supposedly there's a list.
Taking action for you. This is Action 4 News at 6 with Michael Brooks, Martha Benavides, Chief Meteorologist Brian Hale, and Sports with Clay Williams.
News Channel 5 at 10 begins now.
From the Valley's News Channel. This is News Channel 5 at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for choosing News Channel 5 at 10.
From the Valley's News Channel. Breaking news. Breaking stories. Breaking the mold. With Oscar Adame, Marianne Manco, First Warn 5 weather with Chief Meteorologist Tim Smith, and Sports with Dave Brown. News Channel 5, the Valley's News Channel.
There's one place to get a local and national news update uninterrupted at 6 p.m. News for people who can't be home by 5.
It's midnight, and at this hour, a 2-alarm fire is raging out of control in Pinellas County. Police are rerouting traffic.
It's 3 a.m. and 78 degrees in Tampa. Good morning. Welcome to Newswatch 8 overnight. Narcotics officers.
At 6 a.m., Tropical Storm Marco has been downgraded to a tropical depression.
The people of Newswatch 8, now 24 hours a day.
If Newswatch 8 weren't on 24 hours, we just wouldn't be up on things.